Hey y'all, it's Natalie and I'm here for a cherry on top design team, and I'm going to scrapbook these birthday photos from my husband's birthday a few weeks ago. We did a little donut outing at this fun place downtown. So I have a few photos and I want to put them all on one page. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to arrange them and still look nice on the page. I'm going to cut that one into a circle, since it works well with that. And I have put clear gesso on this ACOT background paper. And that is a Colorings Well Blew Me Down from Shimmers. And I'm just using the packaging technique, and I want to apply the color in a strip down the middle of the paper behind that rectangle of photos that I was showing you. And you can see I missed a little bit with gesso there, but it's going to be covered up, so it's fine. But you can tell like the difference that it makes when to use gesso and not. So I'm using my paintbrush to apply some darker color on some of the spots. And I really like the cellular look when the paint dries. So to achieve that, you put those pools of color and then you let them dry in different layers. So using the heat gun really helps to do that. And I do zap it here later with the heat gun. There it goes. So just moving that color around in little dots will help the cells to form. And I'm using the nozzle here to just apply a bit more directly onto the page. And you can still see the crosses on the pattern paper through that, and I really like that. So it's still a pattern background paper, but it's subtle. And there's the final, well, not really, because you'll see later I didn't add enough for it to peek all the way around all the photos. So I'll go back and add. So I wanted a grungy look on this page, and I grabbed these ink road stamps. There's the Mug Life set and a fall set. I think it's called Sweater Weather maybe. And I'm inking the latte up and the leaves up with black and just stamping them around the mixed media background. And this place we went was really cool. It's called Donuts and Dogs, and they have fancy hot dogs and they have really fancy donuts and fancy coffee. And so he got this smoked latte that's really cool. They like put it in this lantern box and smoked it with like a fire gun. It was really cool. So now I'm adding the photos back, and you can tell, which I am going to cut them down a little bit, but you can tell that the blue's not really peeking out. So I wanted to accent with leaves and lattes still. So here I have this latte die is from Sizzix, and I am just layering it up with different colors and pattern paper with the turquoise red and white. And I also cut out the leaves in red and white stripes and glitter. And now I'm inking up the edges with the black to kind of go with the stamp background and to just make them pop off the page more. So, and now I'm showing you that the blue is not peeking out as much as I want. So I'm going to add a little bit more, and I'm just going to use a paintbrush to do that. Just in the bits around the photos. And I will add a few more stamps too, because some of the stamps just really got completely covered up. And that's fine. I don't mind it. It was just part of my process. But if all the photos were in one big group, it might be easier to have like move them back over and before I was done the first time around to see what additional bits of paint needed to be added, but it's fine. It dries so quickly that it didn't really bother me to have to go back and add some more. And it adds to the layers and the cellular bits of dried paint, so I'm cool with it. So, and there I'm just adding a few more stamps to the extra paint that I added. And now we have added the photos back. I've cut them down, and the parts that I cut down I backed again with a white border. So I've glued them all down, and that hello is from a Chamel thicker sheet. I'm not really sure what collection it's from, I'm sorry. And then I decided I don't have room for journaling, so I cut out the circle, and then I used this 2D dotted circle die for that background piece, and I'm just gonna stick it there on the side and trim off a little bit of the edge, and it'll be a cute little journaling spot. And it kind of mimics the other circle photo on the other side, so it actually worked out really well to have forgotten a place to leave journaling, so I had to add that in. And now I'm just gonna go through and tuck in all my little die cuts, the lattes and the leaves. And I'm just gonna group them, no two alike, and kind of just like make little clusters and stick them around behind the photos. Make sure that my stamping still shows through. And I decide to make sure that I have enough. I'm gonna go ahead and stick them all mostly where I want them to go, and then I'll glue them down in a moment. So I always find myself drawn to when people have like leaves or flowers cut out of pattern paper that isn't typical of what a leaf or a flower would look like. So that was kind of my inspiration for doing this page, and I had to add a few more as well. I didn't have enough actually, so I went and die cut a few more and just gluing them down. And I know I want a couple around my journaling circle as well. So I went ahead and here I go. I adhere down my journaling block, and I go ahead and put down the trimming off the excess there. Go ahead and put the die cuts on it so that I can journal around them. And I inked up that bit, and then I'm like, no, I need to ink up all the way around. So I inked up all the way around the page just to kind of help bring out the black and stand out and go with the grungy look. So there I'm getting my tiny attacher, which is close to my camera, so it made it wiggle. And I used that to put those two leaves together, and then now I have them exactly where I want them, so I can journal around them. So I just wrote about our day a little bit, and that's it. So I hope that you like this bright, differently colored fall page for today. I really had a lot of fun making it, and pop on over to A Cherry on Top and see what's in the store. I'll link down below with everything I use. So thanks y'all, bye.